Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. If you just joined us and you're having your morning cup of coffee or tea, just have a look out. It's really gloomy out there as it was raining since early morning. Now the Department of Meteorology has issued a marine weather advisory as well, warning of showers or thunder showers in several sea areas around the island, particularly off the coast stretching from Putlam to Matra via Colombo and Galle. Now, other sea areas may also experience isolated showers or thunder showers during the evening or night, prompting caution for fishing and maritime activities. Now, winds are expected to be westerly or northwesterly, with speeds ranging from 23 to 35 kilometers per hour, but could intensify up to 55 to 60 kilometers per hour in the seabelt from Putlam to Porterville via Colombo, Galle and Hambantota. The state of the seas in these regions will be rough at times, while other surrounding sea areas will remain slight to moderate. Now, the Police Life-Saving Division reports that 230 individuals have lost their lives due to drowning across Sri Lanka so far this year. The majority of the victims are young people. While tragedy struck many families, there was also hope. 195 lives were saved from drowning incidents during the same period, including 135 Sri Lankan nationals and 60 foreign individuals, thanks to timely interventions and rescue efforts. However, the nation was shaken once again yesterday when 5 young men from Kiribatwada, Makola tragically drowned while bathing in the Daduru Oya in Chilau. The group had reportedly arrived in the area for a leisure trip. Among the deceased were 2 children under the age of 16. Authorities are urging the public to exercise extreme caution when engaging in recreational activities near water bodies, especially during the school holidays and festive seasons when such outings are common. Now, a massive fire that erupted last night at a matchbox manufacturing factory located within the Pallekele investment zone has now been successfully contained thanks to a coordinated emergency response involving multiple fire units and military support. The blaze, which broke out under mysterious circumstances, spread rapidly through the facility, prompting an urgent deployment of nearly 10 water bowsers and the assistance of the Sri Lanka Army. Firefighters from the Kandy Fire Brigade worked tirelessly for over 4 hours to prevent the flames from engulfing nearby structures. Officials confirmed that no casualties or injuries were reported despite the intensity of the blaze. Firefighters remained stationed at the site to monitor for any potential flare-ups. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, with authorities yet to release an official statement on what triggered the incident. Now, the Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Nandalal Weerasinghe, has said that representatives of the CBSL are ready to appear before Parliament to answer any questions posed if an invitation to do so is extended. The Governor made this statement in response to a question raised by the Chair of the Committee on Public Finance, Dr. Harsha De Silva.
So, Governor, the issue is a practical one. And that is when members ask questions in the House that deals with monetary policy, for instance, inflation or exchange rates or, the inflation target. Generally, we do not get answers in the House because there is no representation of the central bank sitting in the chamber. Now, the question is, how do we address that?
That's a good question, Honorable Chairman. I think what we say usually when the question was asked in the Parliament by a member, that goes directly to the Minister of Finance, and they share that question with us. Sometimes the answers are needed. So tomorrow we get the question, day before tomorrow, like today. So we somehow managed to provide those answers and send it to the Minister of Finance. They are the authority to provide that answers to the whoever the member of the minister or deputy minister. Usually they respond to that. That's a mechanism I can ensure all the questions those are coming to the central bank through the Minister of Finance. We send answers within the deadline, but we had noticed in the process those have not been on time, and the requirement has not been answered because they take some more time or whatever. Because sometimes questions are not only related to central bank. Questions are related to central bank, Minister of Finance, some other agencies. I think process, as I understand, Minister of Finance collect questions, answers from the whole other agencies and compile and they submit to the minister in charge of the subject, and then they respond. I think we don't mind if there's a situation, if we are invited, we can come here and sit at the this chamber and provide answers if necessary. But I think for us to provide instant answers, I think it's too difficult for any officer to immediately respond without knowing the question in advance. I think we would appreciate we know the question in advance. We can give a proper right answer through the process.
The Department of Prisons has announced plans to construct temporary detention centers across the country to manage the growing number of inmates as Sri Lanka's prison system faces an unprecedented overcrowding crisis. Currently, the nation's prisons are designed to accommodate 10,350 inmates, but are housing nearly 37,000 individuals, according to the official figures. This marks a staggering overcapacity of more than 250%. Officials attribute the surge in incarcerations primarily to continuous drug-related arrests happening island-wide. The majority of those imprisoned fall within the 30 to 40 age group, indicating a troubling trend among the working age adults. The Department of Prisons emphasized that the temporary facilities are a short-term measure aimed at easing pressure on existing infrastructure, while long-term reforms are considered. But at the same time, Sri Lanka Transport Board has announced plans to import 10 specially equipped buses next month designed to cater to individuals with special needs. A high-level discussion regarding the initiative is scheduled to take place today as the SLTB finalizes logistics and deployment strategies. The total investment for the project is 420 million Sri Lankan rupees, reflecting a strong commitment to accessibility and social equity. These buses will feature advanced accessibility features, including wheelchair ramps, ensuring safer and more comfortable travel for differently abled passengers. Now, the buses will be deployed in key locations, including the Department for the Elderly, Watmalana School for the Blind, Colombo General Hospital, and the Colombo Central Bus Stand, making essential services more reachable for vulnerable communities. Let's move on to some international news. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has said that he would order 10% of flights at 40 major U.S. airports to be cut starting Friday unless a deal to end the federal government shutdown is reached. The shutdown, now in its 36th day and the longest in UN history, has forced 13,000 air traffic controllers and 50,000 Transportation Safety Administration agents in the United States to work without pay. This has worsened staff shortages, caused widespread flight delays and extended lines at airport security screening. While the government did not name the 40 airports affected, the cuts were expected to hit the 30 busiest airports, including those serving New York City, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Atlanta, Los Angeles, and Dallas. This would reduce as many as 1,800 flights and over 268,000 airline seats, according to aviation analytics firm Cirium. The move is aimed to taking pressure off air traffic controllers. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration also warned that it could add more flight restrictions after Friday if further air traffic issues emerge. Now, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that the partnership between India and Japan contributes to enhancing strategic stability in the Indo-Pacific. Addressing the 8th Indian-Japan Indo-Pacific Forum in New Delhi, Dr. Jaishankar said that the partnership between the two nations has deepened in the last few decades and has greater value before than ever. He added that the India-Japan partnership must focus on leveraging strengths, bolstering supply chains and investing in artificial intelligence, semiconductors, critical minerals, clean energy and space. The External Affairs Minister mentioned that the two major democracies and maritime nations, India and Japan, have a larger responsibility towards the Indo-Pacific, and the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative has the potential to advance contributions. The 30th UN Climate Conference will take place from today to 21st November 2025 in Belém, Brazil. It will bring together world leaders, scientists, non-governmental organizations and civil society to discuss priority actions to tackle climate change. COP30 will focus on the efforts needed to limit the global temperature increase to 1.5%, the presentation of new national action plans or NDCs, and the progress on the finance pledges made at COP29. Now, at the same time, the Indian Navy is set to significantly boost its hydrographic survey strength with the commissioning of Ishak, the third vessel in the survey vessel class and the first to be based at Southern Naval Command. Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh Tripathi will formally induct the ship into service at Kochi Naval Base today. Packed with cutting-edge hydrographic and oceanographic technology, Ishak is equipped with a high-resolution multi-beam echo-sounder, autonomous and remotely operated underwater vehicles, and 4 survey motorboats. A helicopter tech further expands its operational flexibility. And with that, we bring an end to this morning's edition of the Breakfast Rundown with me, Zulfick Farzan. I will meet you again tomorrow morning with more developments taking place in Sri Lanka and across the world. Until I meet you again tomorrow morning, take care and stay safe.